I'm Liyana Hassanel, and this is Nightline. The top stories. Land transport companies told to register under SKPS without delay to enjoy RON95 petrol subsidy. And UK, Canada and Australia officially recognized the state of Palestine. Good morning. Public transport and goods transport companies are urged not to wait until the last minute to register under the Subsidized Petrol Control System, SKPS, to benefit from the RON95 petrol subsidy. Domestic Trade and Cost of Living Minister Dato Armizan Muhammad Ali said applications must be submitted before the implementation of the targeted RON95 petrol subsidy, which will be announced by the Finance Ministry, including the subsidy rate under SKPS.
Mendaftar dan memohon SKPS itu mudah. Dokumen lengkap dalam sejam pun boleh lulus. Tetapi proses yang selanjutnya, iaitu bila mendapat notifikasi kelulusan, mereka kena memohon fleet card daripada syarikat-syarikat minyak pilihan. Jadi ini yang akan ambil masa.
Armizan made the call as the number of companies registering for the SKPS remains low, particularly in Sabah and Sarawak. Of the estimated 4,647 eligible vehicles, only 89 in Sabah and 6 in Sarawak have registered. He added that between September 15th and Saturday, a total of 1,790 companies involving 5,449 vehicles had submitted applications, with 164 companies completing the registration process. It is estimated that 100,000 public transport and freight vehicles nationwide are eligible to register under SKPS to benefit from the RON95 petrol subsidy. The Defense Ministry has insisted that it had a strong basis for cancelling the lease of the American-made Blackhawk UH-60A helicopters. Minister Datuk Seri Muhammad Khalid Nordin said the ministry would not disclose details of the next course of action against the company, which has filed a lawsuit over the contract cancellation.
Ini bukan begitu. Ini kita bagi award untuk dia bekal helikopter. Tetapi dalam masa yang sepatutnya helikopter tu tak dapat nak dibekalkan. Jadi dan diberi lanjutan masa, kemudian tak juga dibekalkan. Jadi atas sebab itulah kerajaan batalkan.
Khalid said given the failure to deliver, the government had no choice but to terminate the agreement. Last Friday, the government was sued for 353 million ringgit. Following the decision to cancel the 5-year lease of 4 Blackhawk helicopters. The company is seeking a court order to force the government to honor the agreement based on a letter of acceptance dated April 17, 2023. If the agreement is not continued, the company is demanding for over 17 million ringgit in special damages, more than 38 million ringgit in additional damages, as well as 297 million ringgit in compensation and exemplary damages. Only 1% of butane gas was detected within a 400-meter radius of the gas pipeline leak at the East Coast Rail Link ECRL project site in Kerteh, Terengganu. According to Malaysian Fire and Rescue Department JBPM Director General Datuk Seri Nur Shisha Muhammad, the situation is safe and poses no risk to public health. However, as a precaution, occupants of a nearby Tafiz school were temporarily evacuated. Nur Hisham stated that Petronas had installed portable flare units at the site to help expedite the burning of the remaining gas.
Di jarak 400 meter kita masih mesan 1% dia punya kandungan butin dalam udara. Jadi dia nak lagi 0.8 je kalau ada spark dan dia boleh berlaku kebakaran. Jadi tetap untuk mengelakkan daripada cakap kejadian tidak diingini dan sebagai pertimbangan risiko, kita masih kekalkan jarak 500 meter sebagai kawasan kordon keseluruhan.
He added that the process of burning off the remaining traces of butane gas is expected to be completed within 48 hours, while work to safely purge the residual gas from the pipeline continues. Police on Saturday shut down the main Kerteh Rangon road following the gas pipeline leak at the ECRL project site. Authorities said the leak, which involved highly flammable butane gas, occurred about 2 kilometers from the main road and posed no risk to nearby homes. In the meantime, the Department of Occupational Safety and Health, DOSH, has issued a stop work notice on all construction activities at the affected ECRL project site effective Sunday. In a statement, Terengganu DOSH Director Nur Azman Saud said the notice will remain in force until the site is declared safe. The department also stated that Petronas Gas Berhad and the companies involved in the project have been instructed to submit a full investigation report on the incident. An investigation team has also been deployed to the site to conduct preliminary checks. Legal action will also be taken if any breaches or negligence are found. Meanwhile, authorities have implemented 2 methods to remove residual gas from the leaking pipeline. These include controlled flaring, as well as injecting nitrogen into the affected pipe.
So, satu lagi kita gunakan blower yang mana Petronas sudah mengusahakan untuk blower untuk kita buat tiupan arah angin ke hutan. So dengan tujuan supaya pergerakan gas ni tidak datang ke arah kampung dan tidak akan datang ke arah sinilah.
These steps are necessary to fully purge the remaining gas so that repair works can begin immediately. The public has also been reminded not to spread false information about the incident to avoid causing unnecessary panic. Now, police have also confirmed that more than 20 residents of Atafis Center were relocated following Saturday's gas pipeline leak. Kemaman Police Chief Superintendent Muhammad Razi Rasli said the move was carried out as a precautionary measure. Muhammad Razi explained that although the Tahfiz Center is about 2 kilometers from the incident site, early action was taken to safeguard its residents. Their relocation was assisted by the Kemaman Civil Defence Force APM and was completed at around 3 p.m. on Sunday.
Pemindahan tu tujuan untuk kita sebagai langkah menjaga daripada awal lah. Pasal bila malam tu kita takut tiupan angin. Pasal dia bila malam gas tu dia macam ada dia tak meluap, dia melebar sikit, kawasan tu dia meluap sikit, jadi kita takut daripada tiupan angin tu takut kemungkinan boleh sampai ke penempatan tu.
The public has been urged to stay away from the incident site and refrain from open burning, as the leaked gas could spread with the wind and create hazardous conditions. A sinkhole that appeared along Jalan Burma in Georgetown, Pulau Pinang on Sunday was caused by a leaking sewage pipe belonging to Indahwata Consortium IWK. The Pulau Pinang City Council, MBPP, said the 9 a.m. incident involved a leak from a 300mm pressured pipe, which severely damaged the road surface and resulted in the sinkhole. In response, MBPP and the police immediately closed off the road and diverted traffic to Jalan Dr. Lim Chui Leong to ensure public safety. Repair works are now being carried out by IWK, while further action will be taken once investigations by the City Council and IWK are completed. The public is also advised to plan their routes in advance to avoid the Komtar area, as traffic congestion may occur. Members of the public near Miri Central Park, Sarawak and Pantai Genting in Tumpat, Kelantan are advised not to be alarmed when sirens are sounded on Monday. This is because the Malaysian Meteorological Department, Met Malaysia, will be conducting tests of the Malaysian Tsunami Early Warning System, SAA-TNM, at both locations. The test at Miri Central Park will be conducted from 9 a.m. to 11 a.m. While at Pantai Genting, it will run from 10 a.m. to noon. This exercise is aimed at testing the new tsunami siren system as part of the site acceptance test at the designated locations. The SAA-TNM was first developed by Met Malaysia in 2005 after the 2004 Indian Ocean tsunami to strengthen the country's disaster preparedness. Since then, the system has been upgraded over the years to deliver faster and more effective warnings to the public in the event of a potential tsunami threat. The dissolution of the Sabah State Legislative Assembly will not hinge on weather forecasts issued by the Malaysian Meteorological Department, Met Malaysia. Chief Minister Datuk Seri Haji Nur said the Assembly must still be dissolved before its current term automatically expires in November.
Itu Jabatan Kaji Cuaca. Kita yang menentukan. Nah, kita tiada pilihan sebab tempoh Dewan terbubar sendiri bulan November. Jadi, mesti kita adakan sebelum itu.
He was responding to a question on whether the Assembly would be dissolved next month, following Met Malaysia's forecast of continuous rainfall during that period. Hajiji added that an official announcement on the dissolution will be made soon and urged all parties to be patient. He also expressed confidence that Sabahans, particularly young voters, will make a wise choice in the upcoming polls. Second-hand markets may look like simple weekend bargain hunts, but in today's age of excessive consumerism, they represent something much more significant. Nightline's Nurin Razmin explores how many Malaysians are embracing pre-loved goods and what this reveals about the way people shop, spend, and live sustainably.
Malaysia's second-hand economy is booming. A recent report estimates its annual value at over 1 billion ringgit, with more than 60% of Malaysians having purchased pre-loved items in the past year. For many, it's a matter of saving money, but for others, it's a stand against fast fashion and overconsumption.
You're promoting sustainability, and also offering more affordable alternative for people, so you can save money, and also at the same time you can challenging a fast fashion.
Many believe that these old or pre-owned items still hold value and deserve a second life. Rather than being discarded, they get the chance to be loved again.
Nowadays, a lot of fashion is unable to sustain. So these are all sustainable items that you want to cherish. They have so much to give, love them again. Why not?
For young shoppers, pre-loved items are about style and individuality. According to a survey, 1 in 3 Gen Z Malaysians regularly buy second-hand clothing, many attracted by the idea of one-of-a-kind pieces that can't be found on the high street.
Kita tak support fast fashion sangat, and it helps with over-consuming, and also by shopping pre-love dekat tempat macam ni, we got the unique pieces.
Second hand lebih baik adalah sebab kualiti diorang, sebab sometimes yang kat sini dia orang jual pre-love. Dan pre-love ni kebiasaan diorang beli original dan kondisi yang sangat baik, dan kita boleh dapat dengan harga yang murah.
Shopping second-hand also encourages mindfulness and passes important lessons to the next generation. For families, these markets aren't just about bargain hunting, they're about teaching children the value of thoughtful choices, sustainability, and gratitude.
So it encourages mindful shopping and also teaches us to appreciate what already exists. Every item has a story, and when it's passed on, it gets a new one. Even for kids, they learn that joy doesn't come in a brand new box, but sometimes that is just finding something that you love and giving it new life.
In a culture where shopping means newer and more, it's places like this that remind us of a different choice, one that values sustainability, community, and the stories behind every single item. Because buying secondhand isn't just about saving money, it's about changing mindsets. Nurin Razmin, for Nightline, TV3.
Man decapitated in freak accident. The details when we come back.
Susah buat pilihan. Boleh tolong saya? unlocking the future of business.
From industry evolutions to policy changes, we go beyond the headlines.
Deep insights, sharp analysis.
Understanding the forces driving tomorrow's economy.
Key financial insights that drive decisions.
This is Money Matters, every Saturday, 5 p.m.
Only on TV3 and stream now on Tonton.
Penegak ni kenapa? Orang kampung ni jangan cakap lah memang favourite dia orang.
Kalau dulu dia orang memang tak ambil. Kalau dapat pun dia orang lepas balik. Dia sebab rupa lah mungkin. Terkenal dengan gula terpoyok sama asero. Memang dia tengok ikan penegak ni memang dia beli walaupun mahal.
Kebebe namanya. Kebebe ni makanan orang Patani Lenggong. Dah wujud ratusan tahun.
Kita makan santai-santai je. Masa gotong royong atau petang-petang hari. Aroma dia tu membangkitkan selera.
MHI berjuang untuk Palestin.
Daya, kalau kita tak mampu untuk sertai sumut Pelotila, ada banyak lagi cara lain untuk kita zahirkan sokongan dan jihad kita demi Gaza.
Betul tu. Ramai yang nak badan kurus, tapi jangan sampai jadi kurus yang tak sihat.
Nak sambung belajar, fahami kriteria dan pengiraan merit untuk kelayakan diri.
Harga hotel di Malaysia mahal sampai orang tak nak melancong dalam negara. Betul ke?
Soal wang, kita bincangkan topik waranti.
Isnin hingga Jumaat jam 10 pagi.
Eksklusif di TV3 dan Tonton.
Nightline continues. In Johor, a man was decapitated after the car he was travelling in was involved in an accident at Jalan Felda Taib Anda, Kulai on Saturday night. The incident is believed to have occurred when the car crashed into a 5-ton lorry parked by the roadside.
Ya Allah, kereta dia remuk.
A State Fire and Rescue Department spokesman said a team of 8 firefighters was dispatched to the scene after the department was alerted to the accident at 10:36 p.m. The car's driver, an adult male, was injured but not trapped. Members of the public rescued him from the vehicle before the first responders arrived. The front seat passenger of the car was killed, having been decapitated in the crash, with his body pinned inside the car. The rescue team extricated the victim using special equipment before handing over the remains to the police for further action. In Kedah, a 30-year-old mother was killed while her 5-year-old son was injured after being involved in a motorcycle collision in Baling on Sunday. The accident occurred while the woman was on her way to send her son to kindergarten following the end of the midterm break. Baling Acting District Police Chief Deputy Superintendent Ahmad Salimi Mat Ali said police received a report at 9 a.m. over a fatal collision along Jalan Parit Panjang, Kuala Ketil. Investigations revealed the crash involved a motorcycle ridden by a 28-year-old man heading to his workplace and another ridden by the victim, who was travelling with her son from Kampung Padang Besar. The victim sustained severe injuries and was pronounced dead at the scene, while her son and the other rider were taken to Baling Hospital for treatment. The body was brought to the same hospital for post-mortem. The case is being investigated under the Road Transport Act. A total of 21 motorcycles were destroyed in a fire involving 2 premises in Georgetown, Pulau Pinang early on Sunday morning. State Fire and Rescue Department Assistant Director for Operations, John Saguin France, said a team of 26 firefighters was deployed to the scene after the department was alerted to the incident at 4:20 a.m. He said no casualties were reported during the pre-dawn fire involving a grocery shop and a motorcycle workshop located in a permanent 2-story building. The team took nearly 30 minutes to bring the fire under control and prevent it from spreading. The blaze tore through 40% of the grocery shop, while the workshop was completely destroyed. The cause of the fire and total losses are still under investigation. Kelantan police are working with the Thai narcotics authorities to gather information on a recent attempt to smuggle 450,000 yaba pills worth 1.8 million ringgit into the country using a courier service. State Police Chief Datuk Muhammad Yusof Mahmat said they are still awaiting a report on the case, which may also involve other suspects.
Macam sebelum ni lah, kita beberapa kali kita dah tangkap yang menggunakan teknik menggunakan perkhidmatan Korea Service ni. Itu hari di Pasimah dah ingat dalam 3 kes kot. Menggunakan khidmat Korea Service ni. Jadi kita haraplah penting maklumat tadi lah. Terutama sekali pihak-pihak Korea Service tadi tu.
Muhammad Yusof added that courier companies are advised to play a more proactive role in combating drug smuggling. He also said the Kelantan police are working closely with the Thai authorities in efforts to curb drug trafficking and abuse. On Friday, Thai authorities foiled the drug smuggling attempt after receiving information that a large consignment of yaba pills was to be delivered via courier service to Sungai Golo. The drugs were seized in a raid carried out at 3 p.m. Malaysian time at a courier distribution hub in Saitong. UK, Canada and Australia formally recognize Palestine as a state. The Foreign Front when Nightline returns.
Negak ni kan apa? Orang kampung ni jangan cakap lah memang favourite dia orang lah.
Kalau dulu dia orang memang tak ambil. Kalau dapat pun dia orang lepas balik. Dia sebab rupa lah mungkin. Terkenal dengan gula terpoyok sama asero. Memang dia tengok ikan kenerak ni memang dia beli walaupun mahal.
Kebebe namanya. Kebebe ni makanan orang Patani Lenggung. Dah wujud ratusan tahun.
Kita makan santai-santai je. Masa gotong royong atau petang-petang hari. Aroma dia tu membangkitkan selera.
MHI berjuang untuk Palestin. Daya, kalau kita tak mampu untuk sertai sumut Pulau Tila, ada banyak lagi cara lain untuk kita zahirkan sokongan dan jihad kita demi Gaza.
Betul tu. Ramai yang nak badan kurus, tapi jangan sampai jadi kurus yang tak sihat.
Nak sambung belajar, fahami kriteria dan pengiraan merit untuk kelayakan diri.
Harga hotel di Malaysia mahal sampai orang tak nak melancong dalam negara. Betul ke?
Soal wang, kita bincangkan topik waranti.
Isnin hingga Jumaat jam 10 pagi.
Eksklusif di TV3 dan tonton.
Unlocking the future of business.
From industry evolutions to policy changes, we go beyond the headline.
Deep insights, sharp analysis.
Understanding the forces driving tomorrow's economy.
Key financial insights that drive decisions.
This is Money Matters, every Saturday, 5 p.m.
Only on TV3 and stream now on Tonton.
On to the foreign front. The United Kingdom, Canada and Australia have officially recognized the state of Palestine. The announcement was made on Sunday by their respective prime ministers, Keir Starmer, Mark Carney and Anthony Albanese. Starmer said the move was intended to revive the hope of peace for the Palestinians and Israelis.
I set out in July the terms upon which we would act in line with our manifesto to recognise Palestinian statehood. That moment has now arrived. So today, to revive the hope of peace and a two-state solution, I state clearly, as Prime Minister of this great country, that the United Kingdom formally recognises the state of Palestine.
Carney, in a statement, announced Canada's recognition of the state of Palestine, offering partnership in building a peaceful future for both Palestine and Israel. Earlier, Albanese stated that Australia's recognition of Palestine, along with Canada and the UK, is part of a broader international push to advance a two-state solution. This comes as more countries, including France, have pledged to recognize the state of Palestine, with formal announcements expected at the United Nations General Assembly in New York next week. Earlier, Israel's offensive on Gaza has killed at least 55 Palestinians since dawn, as it forces continue to bombard Gaza City and forcibly displace residents facing hunger and worsening conditions. At least 14 Palestinians have been killed since Sunday morning alone, including 9 in Gaza City. An attack on several homes in Gaza City's Al Sabra neighborhood killed 5 Palestinians, while a separate strike in Tel Hawa killed a woman and wounded others after the Zionist army shelled a civilian gathering. The assault came as 10 countries are scheduled to formally recognize an independent Palestinian state on Monday, ahead of the annual leaders gathering at the UN General Assembly next week. Thousands of protesters have gathered in the Philippine capital, Manila, angered over a corruption scandal involving flood control projects that are believed to have cost billions of dollars. With organizers hoping to draw one of the largest turnouts of anti-corruption protests in the country on Sunday, police and troops were put on alert to prevent any possible outbreak of violence. Protesters waved Philippine flags and marched while calling for the prosecution of all those involved. Anger has been mounting over the so-called ghost infrastructure projects since President Ferdinand Marcos Jr. highlighted the scandal in July during his annual State of the Nation speech. Marcos later established an independent commission to investigate what he referred to as anomalies in many of the 9,855 flood control projects that were worth more than $9.5 billion US. On to sports now. Badminton, the 2025 China Masters. Malaysia's mixed doubles stars Chen Tang-ji and Toh Yi-wei saw their title hopes dashed after falling to Thailand's Dechapo Povaranukroh and Supisara Paisampran in Sunday's final. The world number 3 pair, beaten 21-8, 21-17, had been aiming to become the first Malaysians to win the tournament since its inception in 2005, and the first non-Chinese mixed doubles champions after nearly 2 decades of dominance. In June. Still, it was a memorable week for the Malaysians, who became only the 4th national representatives to reach the final, after Chung Tan Fook, Lee Wan Wah, Wong Chun Han and Hu Pang Ron, Cheng Su-yin. Despite the defeat, Tang-ji and Yi-wei would not leave empty-handed, as they pocket $43,750 US, or about 184,000 ringgit, as runners-up. Moving on to football now, the Super League. 2 more matches were played on Sunday night. Johor Darul Ta'zim JDT maintained their dominance, sweeping aside Sabah FC 8-0 to extend their perfect run. Meanwhile, Selangor FC slumped to another defeat, this time losing 1-0 to Kuching City FC at the Sarawak Stadium. The hosts, fresh from a 7-1 FA Cup thrashing of DPMM FC, looked the better side in the first half. They nearly saw midfielder Daniel Amir Nur Hisham dismissed in the 39th minute, but the red card was rescinded after a VAR review. Selangor never settled, and in the 68th minute, Ramadan Saifullah broke the deadlock and sealed the 1-0 victory for the Cats. It was the Red Giants' second successive loss to Kuching, and the result proved costly as the Cats leapfrogged Selangor into 4th place on 7 points. Turning on to futsal now, Malaysia made a winning start to their 2026 Asian Cup Group G qualifiers, edging the United Arab Emirates UAE 1-0 at the Sukpa Indoor Stadium in Pahang on Saturday. The hosts pushed hard from the very first whistle, but their early chances were denied by the UAE defence. The visitors looked sharper after the break, testing Malaysia's backline, yet they too found no way through. The breakthrough finally came in the 38th minute when striker Muhammad Awaluddin Nawi struck the decisive goal. Malaysia will next face Bangladesh on September 22nd, before wrapping up their group campaign against Iran on the 24th. Only the 8 group winners and 7 best runners-up will qualify for the 2026 Futsal Asian Cup in Indonesia next January. It's Nightline this time around. Before we leave, let's take a look at Japan's floating wind turbines off the Govt Islands, a key step in making renewables its main power source by 2040 and reaching carbon neutrality by 2050. With that, I'm Hassanel. Thank you for watching and have a great week ahead.